meeting. My name is Caleb Edem Kwaku, and I am a solar engineering project. I also do network marketing. I also do digital marketing, and I believe we are all here with respect to Century and U Mall, CHY Mall. Some of us, I believe, are members of this awesome company in the first place. Definitely, I believe there are some of us who are also new to the business. And so, if you are new to the business, it's a very big welcome. If you are an existing member of this amazing company, you know we are coloring our lives already. And so, all we have to do is to keep on coloring our lives. Today's meeting is in two folds. One for our new members who want to join CHY Mall. We'll spend just a minute or two talking a little bit about the company and how it operates. And then the rest of the time, about 90% of it, will be allocated to how to earn more from this amazing opportunity. So, number one, what is this business about? For existing members, I believe we all know what this business is all about. For new members, if you have been hearing about CHY Mall all this time and you have no idea what it's about, the business is an e-commerce company which operates with the new retail system. Okay, so we function with buying and selling. So in this company, you must first buy from the company, which is CHY Mall, on their e-commerce platform from the wholesale price, and then the company sells your product for you at the retail price in 10 days. So let me give you an example. We all know people who have shops in town and around our localities. What happens to these people who have shops? First of all, they rent the shop. And after renting the shop, they then move on to buy products at a wholesale price, either from the manufacturing company. And then when they bring it to their shop to sell, they sell at the retail price. And we all know that is how their profit. So imagine the product is bought at a wholesale price of 10 cedis. When they bring it to their shop to sell at the retail price, assumingly for 15 cedis. So it means that when you and I walk to that shop to buy that particular product, the shop owner has his or cedi, and they keep on repeating this system again and again to make sure that they keep on receiving more income. So in this company, all we do is buy at a wholesale price from the e-commerce company, and then CHY Mall does all the work for us in 10 days, and they sell the products we bought at a wholesale price at the retail price. And that is how we benefit so much from this amazing company. For those of us existing leaders, we can tell with the fact that it is an experience our new people who have not joined yet want to experience. Now, I actually put up this picture because I used to be in the workplace, or should I call it the marketplace. And I'm not saying quitting your job is the best thing to do. Unfortunately, I quit my job during the Corona, time or era. I'm not saying quitting your job is the best thing to do, but actually, this is what happens at our workplace and our marketplace. We all know that our efforts are being pushed away by other people because they rather want the promotions, or they rather want the raise of salary and so forth. Now, in network marketing, one person's effort will definitely benefit another person in the network who perhaps isn't so active as such. So it is more of a collaborative teamwork than an individualistic achievement. So as you can see from the diagram, with the network marketing, it is our efforts put together. So my effort will benefit you, your effort will benefit someone else, and that person's effort will also benefit you or me in return. But at the workplace, all we have is that we have people trying to cut corners, people trying to just push out, push us out of the line so that they can earn so much, or they can, get all the benefits for themselves. Now, the main reason why we are here, kindly, if you can see my screen, I really want to know that and verify that my screen is active. Kindly give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. I'll be very happy. Please, anyone. If anyone can see my screen, kindly give me a thumbs up. I'll be very happy to see that. You're welcome, new members. If you can hear me or see my, okay, thank you very much, Baba. Thank you very much. I believe I am loud and clear. Mr. Albert, thank you very much. So I believe I'm good to proceed. Now, there are 6 amazing ways to earn in CHY Mall. I believe the more reason why we are here for most of us is that we want to hear, we want to earn more from this amazing company. And the good news is that for our new people who want to know more about this company, recruitment is not compulsory in CHY Mall. So we are not mandated to recruit before we actually earn more from this amazing opportunity. Unfortunately, some people use that as an opportunity to sit back and lay back. But what happens is that they have no idea that they are actually cutting themselves out from the excitement of this company. Let me share a real lifetime scenario. So this is what happened. I joined this company, I think in May when I quit my job. And my upliner, which is the person who referred me, had actually referred only 2 people, myself and another person too. This is what happened. Immediately I joined this company, on day 1, I started posting as if I have been in here for like 6 or 8 months. I had my friends asking me, Adam, what is this about? How do I start? And in just 3 days of advertisement, I had recruited 3 people, and I started to see these amazing profits that I can earn. Currently, as it stands now, I am earning so much than my upliner himself. Why is this so? I decided to explore this company and explore the ways I can earn. In 5 months, I bought myself a vehicle, and my upliner to talk to people about the business. Without any fact, it is very visible that he has wasted all that time he could have used to talk CHY more. Do not sit back, because there is even much more money to be made from this company. So the 6 ways to earn is: number 1, the store profit; number 2, direct sharing profit; number 3, the chain store profit; 4 is the service profit; and the 5, the fifth one is the chain service profit. The last one being the traditional easy profit. So what is the store profit? And that will be our first item to tackle. I'll be very happy if you can take notes so that it won't really escape you. But should it escape you, you can always contact your upliner or anyone closer to the. Now, if it is not this, let me kindly use this scenario again. I go to Melcom to buy, let's say, a pair of shoes. And Melcom tells me that, Mr. Adam, thank you for buying our shoes for 100 Ghana cedis. If you are able to buy additional 2 shoes, but this time around, we will give you a 60% discount. So instead of paying the 100 cedis for the product which you are taking home, you can buy these additional 2 pair of shoes for 40 Ghana cedis each, because I have been given a 60% discount. Welcome goes ahead to tell me this, that Mr. Adam, if you
All right then.
please kindly meet yourself if you are in here. Thank you very much. And Malcolm tells me, Mr. Adam, if you are able to leave these shoes you bought at a wholesale price with us, we will sell it for you at the retail price. And that is a cool deal. So first of all, I buy myself 100 Ghana cedi shoes, which I'm taking home. Malcolm tells me that, awesome, you bought yourself a new pair of shoes you're taking home. Have fun with it. But there's more to it. If you can buy 2 extra for 40 cedis, which makes 80 cedis, we will sell those 2 you bought at 40 for 100 cedis and come back 10 days later for the money. That is the simplest way to understand how we earn our store profit in CHY Mall. So let's have a scenario on how we make money in CHY Mall. It may look very confusing, but kindly stick with me and you understand it so easy. So first of all, as a newly registered member of CHY Mall, what happens is that you always go and purchase products at the new retail section. So this is an account for a VIP3 account. Now, for VIP3, we know that we buy $100 full silver card at the new retail section. So we buy the $100 full silver card, and that's the normal price. And then we take this full silver card home over here. So we have here take home. Now, the company gives us an opportunity to buy 2 extra products at a 60% discount. So if you look down over here, we have $40 times 2 because we have been given 60% discount. So 60% out of $100 will make $40. Now we bought 2 of that and it will sum up to $80. Now it gets more fun. The company says, Mr. Adam, do you want us to send these 2 extra products you bought to you at your residence, or you give us the opportunity to sell these products for you? And then, of course, I want more money, so I'll say, CHY Mall, thank you so much, but you can sell my product for me because I want to be paid at the end of the 10 days. So CHY Mall goes ahead to sell these 2 products I bought here at 40 at $100 each. So let's move here to the 1 round profit. So at the first 10 days, this is what happened. Remember, we purchased, first of all, 100 and then a second 80, making 180. So our initial payment was $180, as you can see here. But at the end of the 10 days, when the company sold these 2 products we bought at 40 each, at 100 each, we arrived at $200. Now, we spent 180 and we now have $200 as profit. Our profit becomes $20, which is our 10 days profit. The company allocates $6 of it to paying VAT and extra charges with the transaction. Net profit of because full silver card home. Remember, we bought the first 100, which we took home. We are having a profit of $14 plus 1 full silver card, which we practically got for free. In 1 month, remember there are 30 days in a month. So if you are trading 10 days, we can trade 3 times in a month. So in a month, for each month, we are having $14 divided times 3, sorry, making $42. And because each time we buy, we are taking a full silver card home, we also have with us 3 full silver cards. And so the nicest thing about this is that since the trading capital, which is the $180, remember again, the first 100, the second 80, is what we use in buying the products. This is the same money always working for us at the end of the 10 days. So we don't have to worry about adding extra money to this already $180 we have deposited in CHY Mall. So this is an example over here. Okay. So this is my account at them 2020. This is one of my accounts. I have actually 7 accounts in CHY Mall. And first of all, remember I said I buy for $100 at the new retail section. So this is the $100 I buy. Now, after buying for the $100, which I'm taking home, you can see here to be received by center. So I can go to my service center and pick this product up. The company gives me an opportunity to buy 2 extra products at 60% discount. So I bought the first one at 100, with 60%, I'm buying the next one at 40. So you have here 40 times 2. So we have a total cost of 180, but at the end of the 10 days, our profit will be $200. So that is an example of the store profit. And with the store profit, we all earn from the store profit. Whether you are referring in this business, whether you don't want to refer and you hate the idea of referrals, we all earn from the store profit. So the store profit is your 10 days profit. Okay, that's the easiest way to understand it. For VIP3, 77 Ghana cedis, and so on. Now, let's move on to the next way of earning in CHY Mall. Now, the next way of earning is for those who want to refer people to this amazing business. So already you are coloring your lives and you want others to also color their lives. And apart from those people receiving their store profits, which we all receive, you, the person bringing in this new person, stands to receive what we call the direct sharing profit. Consider the direct sharing profit as a thank you profit. Okay, so whenever you bring someone on board, the company will say a very big thank you and they will show their gratitude. So that is what we call the direct sharing profit. What is direct sharing profit? Before we even know what a direct sharing profit is, it is very important that we know that in CHY Mall, we have something called PV, point volume. So as you can see here, I have used a red line to indicate the PVs for the various VIP level. So for VIP1, it has a PV or point volume of 4. VIP2 has a point volume of 40. 3 has a point volume of 80, and so on. VIP6 has a point volume of 960. So the point volume is 80% of the registration amount, all right? So that is what is used as the point volume. Now, anytime you refer someone to this business, the person chooses any of the VIP levels. Let me use VIP3 as an example, okay? The company will say thank you by paying you 20% of that respective point volume for the VIP level the person is registering with. Okay, so you receive 20% of these point volumes if the person you are bringing on board registers with any of these VIPs, and it is paid instantly into your account. So let's use this for an example. For instance, I refer someone with VIP 4, point volume of $240, okay? we must know that the point volume is also in dollars. Write this point volume in your back office very shortly. But imagine I bring Mr. Andy on board, and Mr. Andy chooses pay me 20% of 240 points, which will arrive at $48. So instantly, when I register or activate Mr. Andy's account, I receive $48 in my CHY Mall back office. And that is how the direct sharing profit works. So the direct sharing profit is 20% of the PV for the VIP level your new referrer chooses to register with. And remember, it is paid instantly. Now, this is an example of my account receiving a direct sharing profit. As you can see, I have highlighted it in a red border. So you have here direct sharing profit over here. Okay. And then this is a VIP3 account. So I received a profit of $16 in my account. This is the username I registered, Tilly123. And so the company said, Mr. Edem, for registering or telling Tilly about this amazing business for her to color her life, we are paying you 20% of the PV for her respective VIP level. So the PV for her level is a VIP3 account. So for VIP3, we can see 80 over here. 20% of 80 will give us $16. So I received that instantly, as you can see over here, 16. So that is the direct sharing profit, okay? A thank you profit for you if you choose to refer people to this business. Let's move on to number two. So number two is the chain store profit. As you can tell, because we are using here the word chain, it means that it is directly uh, related or linked to the store profit. There are three levels of the chain store profit, and you can earn from all these levels instantly. It's very possible. The first one is the platinum level, the second one is the diamond level, and then the third one is the crown level. So, what is the chain store profit? And even before you know what a chain store profit is, because we are using the keyword chain here, you must understand two terminologies in this business. First of all, you must understand who your first generation is and who your second generation is. So the first generation is the people you directly refer to this business. And the second generation is the people your direct referrals also refer to this business. So to make it easier to understand, if you are a parent, just for an example, if you are a parent and you give birth, your son or your daughter then becomes your first generation. So we have here, okay, someone's asking a question. I'll be very happy if we can pause for now with the questions, and at the end of the presentation, we can voice it out. Okay, but it's very important, so I'll tackle that now. Madam Hannah is asking, please, you said you earn $16, but why is the amount paid $12? It's a very good question, Madam Hannah. Thank you so much, but I will answer that in due time. So kindly stick around. Thank you very much. So let's move on. If you're a parent and you give birth, it means that your children or your daughter or son becomes your first generation. If your daughter or son also gives birth to your grandchildren who are over here, they become your second generation downline it, okay? So that for the chain store profit, you must understand who your first generation is, and then also who your second generation is. So let's assume that I directly refer four people to this business. I have referred Andy to this business. I have referred Baba to this business. I have referred uh, Edem to this business. I've referred CD to this business. What is the company saying? Anytime these four people I have directly referred to this business, purchases at the new retail section. We bought $100 worth of product at the new retail section for VIP3. Okay, so imagine all these people are VIP3 members. The $100 at the end of the 10 days when they have been paid. Remember, in this business, you must first buy products and the company sell people have been paid and they want to repurchase again at the new retail section. The company will give me 3% instantly of the amount they spend at the new retail section. I hope that is clear. So people you refer directly at the end of the 10 days when they want to trade again. Trading is more of buying the product again so that the company can sell for you. So if these four people I have directly referred wants to trade again, the company will pay me 3% of the amount they spend at the new retail section. And again, it is paid instantly. So let's look at an example. Now, I have customer A spending $300 at the new retail section. I have customer B spending $100 at the retail section. Customer C spends 300 and customer D spends $40 at the new retail section. What is the company saying? At the platinum level of the chain store profit, because I directly referred these four people, I will pay 3% of the total amount they spend at the new retail section. So let's look at here. We add all this amount, 300 plus 100 plus 300 plus 40 will arrive at $740. Now, 3% of $740 equals 22.20 cents. So it means that instantly when these people buy at the new retail section, the company pays me $22 instantly. There's always one thing to note with the chain store profit. And here's the good news. The chain store profit is paid to you every 10 days. So it becomes a residual income for the rest of your life. So if you sign up 100 people and you have all these 100 people buying from the new retail section, you'll be receiving 3% of the money every 10 days from these 100 people for life. And that is the power of referrals in CHY Mall business. So this is why I say that if you consider your 10 days profit as sufficient for you, you are leaving a lot of excitement and money behind that you are not even touching at all. Now, the diamond level of the chain store profit. This is where the second generation is activated. Remember, the second generation is the people your first generation downliners also referred. Now, if you refer 5 people or more directly at your first generation downliners, it activates the diamond level of the chain store profit. Remember before we had 4 people, now we have 5 people we have directly referred. So it opens us up to the diamond level of the chain store profit. Sorry. So for the chain store profits, apart from receiving the normal 3%, we always receive from our first generation. Because we have now referred 5 people or more, any people these first generation downliners also bring on board, we will also receive 2% for the amount they also spend at the new retail section. So in all, we are receiving 5% of the amount every 10 days. And this is what we call the power of residual income. So first of all, you are receiving 3% from your first generation, and because you have recruited 5 people or more, it opens you up to the diamond level, which will make you earn 2% from their downliners or from their first generation downliners also. Okay, so let us look at an example to perfectly understand how this works. So remember, first of all, we are receiving 3% for our first generation downliners over here, the people in yellow. Okay, now apart from receiving our 3%, the icons in blue are our second generation, includes our grandchildren. So the company will reward us 2% of our grandchildren's amount they spend at the new retail section. This may seem very cumbersome, but if you add all of them, so 3% of all this amount over here, okay, this amount in blue over here, every 10 days, because you are receiving the 3% and 2% just from this amount of $37 every 10 days. So imagine multiplying your network or recruiting more, and the people you also 10 days from this amazing company. And this is even different from your store profit. Remember, we all earn from the store profit, whether we are referring or not. But imagine you choose to refer. Every 10 days, you receive an amount as chain store profit, provided the person only buys from the new retail section. Okay, let's move on, gentlemen and ladies. So this again an example of my personal account showing you my store profit, which is the 10 days profit. And this is the first generation store profit. So it means that I directly referred Phoebe 2020. So at the end of the 10 days, when she bought at the new retail section, the company paid me 3% of the amount she used at the new retail section. Okay. So this is a VIP3 account. She spent $100 at the new retail section. 3% out of 100 will give me $3 over here. And again, Madam Hannah was asking how come I received $3, but I ended up with 2.1. I will go ahead to explain that. And so we shouldn't worry at all. This is also an example of the second generation store profit. Okay. So I'm showing us all of this to make us know that you can actually earn this amount every 10 days. So it means that every 10 days I earn $2.10 from TV 2020, and every 10 days I earn 70 cents from Plat 25. Remember, this is actually a residual income that you can earn for the rest of your life. Now, the last part of the chain store profit is what we call the crown level. And for the crown level, imagine that your team now begins to grow, and the people you referred are also referring people, and they are equally creating their own teams. This is what happens. Now, customer A built his team over here, as you can see. Customer B built her team over here. Customer C, who you directly referred, also builds his team here. And D and E, they also do likewise. How is this crown level chain store profit activated? Now, anytime any of these teams, these 5 teams you have here, A, B, C, D, and E, anytime any of those teams reaches $200,000 in a month, so it means that the sales or the point volume sums up to $200,000 a month, it activates what we call the crown level chain stop profit. And the company will do this. They will take out the strongest leg or the strongest team and the weakest team and pay you 3% of the summation of the rest of the teams. It might sound pretty confusing, but let me just explain this. So here we have team A referring 200,000, which activates the crown level. We have team B summing up to 100,000, team C 5,000, D has 150,000, and team E has 80,000. This is what the company does. They take out the strongest team and the weakest team, and they add up the rest of the teams and pay you 3%. So as you can see here, the 200,000 is in red, so it has been cancelled. As you can see here, the 5,000 is the weakest team, and so it has also been cancelled. This leaves us with 100,000, 150,000, and 8,000 teams. The company sums all of these amounts up and pay us 3% at the end of the month. And this can be a monthly income you can receive apart from the two other ways of earning you can earn that, which I even mentioned some few minutes ago. So that is the crown level chain store profit. The fourth way you can earn from CHY Mall is the service profit. With the service profit, it is activated because the company operates with what we call the binary system. So the binary, every member has two legs in his or her network diagram, the right leg and the left leg. Imagine this is Mr. Andy. When registered, will have a left leg and then a right leg. You can actually view that at your network diagram at your back office. Okay, you can find that out at your network diagram at the back office. So what is the company saying with the service profit? What the company is saying is that anytime you register at your weaker leg, you receive 12% of the PV. Remember earlier on, we tackled what the PV is, point volume, for the VIP level the new person joins with. It may sound confusing, but kindly stick with me. So Mr. Andy has his left leg over here. And so as you can see, it only has volume of 5,000. His right leg, which is the biggest of all, has 8,500 volume. This makes his right leg bigger and stronger and leaves the left leg as his weaker leg. The company is saying that should there be any registration on Mr. Andy's left leg, since that is his weaker leg, whether Mr. Andy brought the person directly or not, and this is very important, whether you brought the person directly or not, as far as the registration is done on your weaker side or your weaker leg, you receive 12% of the PV for that level. Yesterday, a true life example, I received $57 because a VIP5 account was registered at my weaker leg. And I didn't even know who actually did the registration. I woke up and I realized that I have $57 in my back office, and I realized it was service profit. What does this mean? It means that someone in my weaker leg actually referred or registered a new member, and because that side or that leg was my weaker side, I was paid 12% of the person's PV. Okay, so for VIP 5, I received $57 as service profit. So imagine you bringing a person or not. As far as the registration is done on your weaker side, you will receive the service profit. Okay, so I'm pausing this to show us a real life example of what I'm talking about. Please, if you can see my new screen, kindly give me a thumbs up. I'll be very happy. If anyone can see my new screen, kindly give me a thumbs up. I'll be very happy, please. Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Hannah, Mr. Andrews, thank you very much. Okay, so we are live. And so this is an example of what I'm saying. Now, to view your network diagram, you can either click on my orders or my account, and it will take you to the network diagram, all right? So you click on my orders. I normally click on my orders, and then you come to this section over here, okay, on the far left of the screen. Now, you go down and then you click on my network diagram over here, as you can see. So first of all, I clicked on my orders, I came down, and then I accessed network diagram over here. So I click on network diagram. And as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. Every account has a right leg. So let me make this R. And then a left leg, okay? L. This is where the point volume is added under achievement. So anytime a registration is done, the point volume for that registration, whether you brought the person or not, as far as it is under your network, the point is added to your achievement, okay? So as you can see, I have here 9,000 PV, and to my right, I have PV. What does this mean? It makes my left-hand side my strongest leg. So let me make here strong, and it makes my weak leg. Okay, so W for weaker leg. And so what this means is that anytime a registration is done at my weaker leg, which is over here, okay, I will receive what we call the service profit. Remember the $57 I mentioned to you about it some few moments ago. Let me show you where it is actually. So I go to net income details to view my account information. So income details shows you how much you receive or the incoming bonuses or cash that you receive at the back.
No, but the rest.
Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what I was talking about. Only yesterday, I woke up to realize that there was a registration at my weaker side, and it activated the service profit over here. And how much did I earn? $57.6, and actually received $46.08. I'll still come back to address Madam Hannah's question of how come I received $46 only. Okay, so this is a real lifetime example, and look at the date was yesterday. Is it today? 6th of December 2020. So this is a lifetime example of receiving service profit because a registration was done at my weaker leg. Okay. So let me go back to our slide. So that's how the service profit is actually activated. You receive 12% of the PV anytime a registration is done on your weaker leg. Whether you brought the person or not, you receive that amount. That is the power of referrals in network marketing. You can actually lie in your bed, you wake up the next day and you realize that money is flowing up and down in your account. But it all happens when you choose to tell other people about your amazing opportunity you have. In this case, CHY Mall. So the next one is the chain service profits. After this, we'll have one more to go and then we will end today's presentation. So for the chain service profits, remember earlier on we treated chain store profits. And that is how we came to realize who our first generation is and our second generation also. This is how the chain service profit works. Now imagine I refer Mr. Andy to this business, and Mr. Andy is registered at my weaker leg. Of course, I receive a service profit of $12 for the PV for the registration he brought on board. You must really know the PV for every VIP level, as it will help you in calculating how much you know you can earn when you receive these types of profits. So it makes Mr. Andy my first generation downliner. Should Mr. Andy, who I refer to this business, also refer Baba to this business? What this means is that Mr. Andy, after doing Baba or after registering Baba at his weaker leg also, he will also receive service profit from Baba. So Mr. Andy will also receive 12% of the PV for the registration Baba came on board with. Because I actually brought Mr. Andy on board and I have helped Mr. Andy by training him, coaching him, and making him able to register Baba on his weaker leg. And now he has earned his service profit. The company will give me what we call the chain service profit. So this is what the chain service profit is. If the total chain service profit is actually 4 times your VIP level, okay? So we know that for VIP 3, for example, $100. If the total chain service profit, which is the accumulation of all the service profits you have received so far, is actually less than $400, receive 50% of Mr. Andy's service profit. Should I go over that again? First of all, I brought Mr. my weaker leg. Mr. Andy also registered Baba, which means that he also registered Baba at his weaker leg. Now, because he registered Baba at his weaker leg, because he registered, thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel. Because Mr. Andy registered Baba at his weaker leg, he also received service profit. Now, because I brought Mr. Andy on board, I will receive 50% of Mr. Andy's service profit. It will not be deducted from his money, it will be paid to me separately. So, first of all, when the VIP, when the chain service profit is 4 times or less than my VIP level, I will receive 50% from my first generation and then 20% from my second generation. The next one, should my chain service profit accumulate to 5 times my VIP level? So imagine I registered with a VIP3 account. For VIP3, the registration is 100%. And now my chain service profit, which is the money I am also getting from people who are receiving their service profit, if it sums up to 5 times my VIP level, which is $500 or more, I will now not receive 50% of their service profit, but I will receive 75% of their service profit. So after Mr. Andy received service profit for registering Baba at his weaker side, the company will pay me 75% of Mr. Andy's service profit. The last part is the 100%, which is if your chain service profit accumulates or adds up to 10 times or more your VIP level. Again, for VIP3, the registration is $100. So should my chain service profit sum up to $10,000, what this means is that anytime my first generation downliner receives his service profit, I will receive 100% of that service profit. So this time around, it is not 20 or 50 or 75%. I receive 100%. So if Mr. Andy received $57 as his service profit, I will also receive $57. And that is the power of referrals. And this means that I literally got this money for free because Mr. Andy is the one who did the registration. He received $57. And because I referred Mr. Andy, the company also pays me $57 instantly. So that is the three ways to earn from the service profit. Again, a real lifetime example of my account receiving service profit and chain service profit. So as you can see over here, down here, I received a service profit because I registered get 0274 at my weaker side. So the company paid me 12% of the PV she signed up with. Okay. Now let's look at this very closely. I actually referred Spongy to this business. So Spongy is my first generation downliner, right? I believe you are okay and familiar with that terminology now. Now, my first generation downliner, Mr. Spongy, also referred someone to this business. So he received service profits for registering a person on his weaker leg. What did I receive since I referred Spongy to this business? Because Spongy received service profit for registering the person at his weaker leg, I also received the chain service profit, which will be 50% of Mr. Spongy's service profit. I did not do the registration. Mr. Spongy 25 did the registration, yet I received 50% of the money he received as service profit. And so that is the best way to understand the chain service profit and profit. Now, the last way to earn in CHY Mall the profit. So the traditional e-commerce profit. I know by now some of us might have seen the World Expo on a platform, know what this is, and also existing members. The World Expo is organized by CHY Mall and it allows you and me to advertise our products on the CHY Mall platform. So if you have any product you want to sell, should it be a pair of shoes, even a necklace, watches, you can actually be a vendor for free on the CHY Mall platform. And you know the platform is an international platform in over 100 countries and still counting. Now, should I, for example, want to sell my watch over here on the CHY Mall platform, okay, what happens is that I will be a vendor in this amazing, company, and then I'll advertise my product as such, this particular watch. In a month, should the total number of sales for this particular watch, okay, whatever amount it is, that means the total amount I receive from people buying this watch. Apart from receiving the money which is mine, the company also pay me 1% of the total sales for that particular product. In a month, whichever or whatever total sales you receive, the company will still pay you 1% of that particular sales in a month. So let's look at a perfect example. As you can see over here, let's assume Mr. Andy brought on board commodity A, which is a wristwatch. There was $100,000, sales in a month for that particular watch. Mr. Andy also brought Adon Kohan sanitizer, and a lot of people around the world, because of the corona pandemic, bought the Adonko sanitizer, and he had a total monthly sales 200,000. Again, Mr. Andy was selling hand gloves because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the total sales in a month for the hand gloves amounted to $300,000. This means that Mr. Andy's total sales was $600,000, which is 100,000 plus 200,000 plus 300,000. $6,000. The traditional easy profit works. At the end of the month, Mr. Andy will receive 1% of the total sales for the month. And 1% of 600,000, again, this is just an example, equals $6,000 a month. So even apart from recruiting people, if you are bad at recruitment and you don't want to recruit people, that is your choice. Do you then come and sell it on CHY Mall? And at the end of the month, whatever total sales you get, the company will still give you 1% as commission for actually selling those products on the platform. This is real life money. This is good money you can make every month apart from the already existing sources of income that you have. So if even you don't want to refer people at all, I would urge everyone to take advantage of this opportunity, especially that feel free, go to the platform, register as a vendor. Quickly, let me show you where we can products quickly. Since this is our last slide, let me quickly show you where we can find some of these products. Now, to find the products at the home page, remember, if you want to go to the click icon or home page here, all right? It's very important. So when you go to the home page, icon, and it brings us to the home page. Where we can find this amazing opportunity is what we call the World Expo over here. Okay, so that is an amazing opportunity. And so I'll click on World Expo to show us the products that are labeled on the platform. As you can see here, countries. I kept saying that CHY Mall is in over 100 countries and still counting. And so all these countries are actually having vendors who are displaying. Of course, I'm I choose Ghana. Who want to make extra 1% from their total sales. And here we go. We have vendors displaying their items on sale. As you can see, some of us are selling kente over here, kitchenware, um, clothing. So at the end of the month, whatever sales volume they have over here, okay, apart from receiving that money, which is for you because your product was bought, you receive 1% of the total sales as traditional e-commerce profit. So this is an example of what I was talking about, and it is just to let us know that if you have product that you are selling, you can take advantage of this amazing opportunity and sell products. Look at this. There are lots and lots of vendors over here. Being a vendor is easy and it's free. So please, if you have a product that you want to sell, feel free to sell it on this amazing platform and you will not regret this opportunity. So that brings us to the last part of the presentation, and that is the traditional e-commerce profits. So we have learned so far 6 ways to earn. Sorry, guys, I quickly want to share my screen again. So we have learned so far the 6 ways to earn. The first way was the store profit, which we all enjoy. The store profit is your 10 days profit you receive at the end of the 10 days when your product has been sold by the company. For those of us who were not here, I mentioned that the store profit is the basic form of profit we all receive from this company. Whether you are referring someone to this business or not, we all receive the store profit. Now, the second way you can earn, and this is where for those who want to do this business as a network marketing business, this is where we start to earn real money. That is the direct sharing profit. I mentioned that the direct sharing profit can be termed as a thank you profit. So anytime you bring someone on board, the company for saying thank you will pay you 20% of the PV. I keep on mentioning PV, point volume, so you should really know what it is, okay? So the company pays you 20% of the PV for the VIP level the person is registering with. The third way to earn is a chain store profit. So the person you refer to this business has received his store profit, okay, which is the money being paid to him or her every 10 days. Now, you receive the chain store profit, which is 3% of the money they receive at the new retail area, or the money they spend, sorry, at the new retail area. And it can be 3% or 2% or both of them at the same time. Okay. The service profit we mentioned that in this company, we operate with a binary system. There's a left leg and then there's a right leg. Anytime a registration is done at your weaker leg, whether you brought the person or not, you receive what we call the service profit. The service profit again is 12% of the PV and it's paid instantly. The chain service profit means that if you refer someone on board and the person begins to receive the chain service or the service profit, sorry, you, the person's referrer or the person's upliner, you also begin to earn chain service profit. So if I refer Mr. Andy on board, and Mr. Andy is now talking to people and registering at his weaker leg, he receives service profits. For me, who referred Mr. Andy in the first place, I receive chain service profit. And this can be 50%, 75%, or a whooping 100% of whatever money Mr. Andy receives as service profit. The last, which is the traditional when you have products on sale at the e-commerce section of CHY Mall. Whatever total sales you receive in a month, the company will deduct 1% of that sales as additional profit. Now, this brings us to the end of today's presentation. And before I even tackle questions or invite questions, I quickly want to address um, Madam Hannah's question. Madam Hannah, if you are still here, I believe you are. You asked a question and you said, please, you said you earn $16, but why is the amount paid $12? We must note that in CHY Mall, there are three types of important points in this company. Okay, so I'm sharing my there are three basic important points in this company. The first of all is the CHY point over here. Okay, to have access to this, you can go to my orders at the top. Okay, to have access to this, you go to, sorry, my account at the top, my account. My account will bring you to the landing page where you will see the points or the monies you have at the back office. Remember, every amount here is in dollars. Okay, so $20, $50, $324, and so forth. Here are the three important points you have to know. Number one is the CHY point. The CHY point is the amount of money you can actually withdraw from your back office, okay? Or the amount of money you receive, okay, which you can withdraw from your back office. Remember, one CHY point equals $1. It's very important we note that one CHY point equals $1. So for this account, if I have 20 CHY points, it means I have $20 over here, okay? And I can withdraw this $20 anytime I want. The next point is the consumption point. All this is related to Madam Hannah's question, and I believe it will benefit us, so kindly stick along. Now, the consumption point is the point used in activating a new account. So imagine I want to register a VIP2 account. For VIP2, the registration is $50. So I must convert 50 CHY points to consumption points, which I have done already. So you can see here 50. And I'll use this 50 points to register that VIP2 account. Remember, the registration fee or activation fee for VIP2 is 50. And so that is what the consumption point is all about. It is used to activate a new account. The last point, which will tackle Madam Hannah's question, is the boutique point. The boutique point currently isn't active at the moment, but very soon, very soon, whatever amount you have at the boutique point, which in here I have $324, you can use this amount to buy products at the e-commerce section on the platform. So, Madam Hannah, this is your answer. Anytime you receive any income apart from your 10 days profit, whenever you refer someone and you receive a bonus, you have 80% of the money allocated to CHY points over here, and you have 20% of the money automatically located at your boutique point. Remember, you can use the boutique point to buy products from the system very soon. So this is why I actually received. Let me quickly show you my income detail. Again, remember, income detail is where you go to if you want to know the income you receive from this amazing company. So as you can see here, yesterday I received $57 as service profit. Now, out of this $57, 80% of it was paid to my CHY points, and 20% automatically was sent to my boutique point. That is why I have here amount received being 6.80. Mr. Emmanuel, I'll come back to and answer your question, please. So, Mr. Madam Hannah, if you're on the platform, apart from your 10 days profit or your store profit, any bonus you receive as a means of 20%. That is why I have here 46 instead of 57. And you have 20% of that money paid to your boutique point. Remember again, you can use the boutique point to buy products from the system when it's activated. Mr. Albert is asking if I can share the PowerPoint on my WhatsApp page. Yes, definitely, please. I will share the PowerPoint, sorry, on the WhatsApp page. Mr. Imam is asking, please, I have a product that I want to advertise on the World Expo platform. So please, can I know the process and procedures of creating a vendor? Sure, definitely. We will have another meeting where we'll tackle this particular topic because it will benefit all of us. But yes, there is a way to go about it, but I won't treat it in this meeting. I'll do that as well later on. Madam Phoebe is asking, please, does it mean that the difference is what make the boutique point? Yes, Madam Phoebe. Like I said, out of the money you receive, you have 80% going to your CHY point, which you can withdraw, and the 20% is automatically allocated to your boutique point. So that is why you have your boutique point increasing day by day, but you have no idea how. That is the reason why. Mr. Barton is asking if he can know how to trade. Mr. Barton will tackle that one in another tutorial, but I can send you a link in the WhatsApp group. Then you can know how to do that. It is very easy to know how to trade, actually. Please, this is where I think I will pause and take more questions from anyone. So kindly, if you have any question, you can raise up your hand. I'll unmute you and then you unmute yourself so we can go ahead and ask the question. Yes, please, Mr. Barton, you received the link. You can come to this meeting and I'm sure you can have access to learn how to trade on the platform. I'll be very happy to have extra questions so we can tackle it, please. Mr. Albert is saying send me the link to. Sure. Mr. Albert, you can kindly contact the person who referred you to today's business or to this meeting, and I'm sure the person will have access to the link, and then you can join the group. I think most of us are also from Mr. Andrew's group. So Mr. Andrew personally is my upliner, and I look up to him a lot. Whatever I know now, Mr. Andrews, thank you so much. You taught me all these things. And so it is just for us to know that it is easy for us to know all these terminologies I'm talking about, provided you set your heart to it. If you set your heart to it to learn more, you will definitely know more. Okay. So for those of you in Mr. Andrews' group, I'll be
Yeah,
sure.
hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I want to ask a question.
Go ahead, please.
Is it possible? Is it possible for someone to be on your network diagram, but it's not part of your generation? As in, because I know they use placer address ID to place the people,
Yes,
but the
please.
person can be on your network diagram, but it's not part of your referral, therefore it's not part of your generation. Is that possible?
Actually, the truth is that um,
Mm.
you can actually change the referral ID, and this is something a lot of people don't know. I actually just found out a couple of
Okay.
few days ago, and I realized that if you are making a registration, you can change the referral ID. And the most important thing to note is that the service center ID is the most important thing.
Okay. Okay.
If the person is registered with your service center,
Mm-hmm.
or it means that in a way the service center is right, but should you register the person in a different service center? So let me show us a quick example. And okay, so quickly. So if I want to register someone, for example, I have here, and I click on register, the system automatically inputs the referral ID, right? And assumes that because I'm on my platform, I want to use my referral ID to refer this new person. But this is actually deletable, as you can see, right? I just deleted my referral ID. So if I want to use your referral ID, I can input it here and the system will pick it up automatically. But what sense does it make? Why will I register from my platform or my account and use someone else's referral ID? I'll definitely use my referral ID since I am the one making the registration. Okay. So most definitely you always have new people in your network diagram because you'll be using your referral ID. But if you want to donate an account to someone, you can always clean your referral ID and input the person's referral ID over here. And about the service center over here, service center ID. This account, my first account was set to SG4. So if I clean this SG4 and make it Ekakojo, I think the system will automatically pick Ekakojo over here. It means that the person is under my network, but it's registered with a different service center. For our new members, the service center is more like a mini office of the company. The company has decentralized its operations to have mini offices or representatives who take care of the downlines who register in their service center. So that is where you go for your products. That is where you go for seminars. That is where you go to if you don't understand anything at all. And so you must know which service center you are registered with because they will go a long way in helping you out. So I hope it makes sense. Please.
Yes, it does. It does. But so what it means is that if anybody is on your diagram, the person becomes part of your generation.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Anyone in your diagram
becomes part of your generation. Okay.
Yes. Whether you you are talking about the generation.
Yeah.
You mean the
first generation, the second generation issue?
Oh,
because
no,
that's where the team profit thing is.
Oh no. Remember, the first generation is the people you directly sponsor on board.
Okay. So and it can be that can I sponsor somebody and the person will not appear on my diagram?
No, it is automatic. The moment you sponsor the person automatically appears in your network diagram.
Oh, okay. Because they will use my ID, so it will appear.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So let me give you an example. I did not refer this person here called Edurich, right?
Okay.
I didn't do this registration.
Okay.
It means that the person is not my this account isn't referred by someone I also referred.
Okay.
So it means the person is in my diagram, but it is not my first generation or my second generation.
Second generation. Oh, okay.
Yes, the person is still in my diagram.
In your diagram. Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. That's where I was getting, because I wanted to know whether if the person, I was looking at it diagram. So it means the first two on top become your first generation.
Okay.
That's how I was looking at it. Okay.
Yeah, no,
okay.
It doesn't work like that.
It.
So the first thing to understand
the first generation virtually depends on your referrals.
Exactly.
It depends on your referrals. Okay, good.
Exactly.
And you are saying until you get 5 or more referrals, that's when that 2% comes in from the second generation.
That is actually the point. That is superb. Until you refer 5 or more,
you
can't receive the 2% from the second generation.
Okay, good.
And the second generation,
I'm getting it, so I now know how to place things.
Yes, and the second generation is the people you brought on board also brought on board. So your referrer.
Now, okay, so let's look at something like this. Let's say after getting to 5.
Yes.
After getting to 5, and I now can get from my second generation, and I decide to put new people that I get under my first generation people. Is that possible?
I'm sorry, please come again. I think the network was pretty bad.
After getting to 5 or more people.
Yes, please.
After getting to 5 or more people, can I put the new people I get, can I put them under my 5 first generation people?
Yes, that is what it means. So
instead of increasing my normal to about 100, because it looks like you need just a minimum of 5 to start getting the second generation benefits. Is that not so?
Yes.
Good. So after getting that 5, any new person, can that person be pushed to the second generation?
So let me use this as an example. Good. Kindly follow my screen, and then I'm sure you really get it. Yes, please. So if you want to know the people you have referred on board, to our new people, you always go to my recommendations over here. Yes. Okay. All right. So now let's go to my recommendations. I'm there. And let me clear this. So my recommendations. Now, if I come to my recommendations, as you can see, I have referred more than 5 people for this particular account. Yeah. So all these people are my first generation downliners, okay? Okay. Because I sponsored them directly. Good. Now, Madam Phoebe 2020. Yeah. Should she also bring someone on board? Let's assume Nat 1. Because Madam Phoebe, who I referred, now referred Nat 1, it makes Nat my second generation. Okay. So I can actually have my network diagram full of people
Who
who I
you
have
don't
no
even no
idea
idea of.
about, but
Okay,
because
good.
all these people are referring them, they will
I get
be
it.
in
I
my
get
network
it. I
diagram.
get it. I get it now.
Yes. But the most important thing is that for the person to qualify as your second generation, it must
Mm-hmm.
be your first generation downliner
Generation who have to
registering that person.
registering that person. Okay.
Yes.
So it means if the reason why I'm asking this, if let's say my first generation person is kind of dormant, but
Yes.
I have gotten somebody, if I use my pins or my password and everything to do the registration, it will not record in a favor. Is that not the case?
Yes. It means that person will now be your new first generation downliner.
Generation. Okay, good. So it means I have to let my first generation do it. Give the information to my first generation to do it. Is that not the case?
That is actually something you don't want to do. That is why
No.
we
The
are.
reason the reason why I'm saying that is because from what I was gathering from you is that after you hit 5 first generation people, the surplus may not do much change. Or is that not the case?
But the surplus will still add to your account
It will
because
still add to the account.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
So the moment you push to someone else to use his account info or username to
Uh-huh.
register an account, it means that
Uh-huh.
first of all you are dashing a person the direct
Yes.
sharing profit.
Uh-huh.
You are also dashing the person the change store profit, which is the 3% every 10 days from that particular account.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That is why
Okay.
it is
Okay.
advised that we must
Do
encourage
it by yourself. To
each
do it
other
by
to
yourself.
recruit more people so that we can
By
earn
themselves. Okay.
on our own account.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking, if kind of your first generation people are kind of busy people and they will not have the time to be doing the registration. You understand my point?
Yes, I get you.
They are busy people, they will not get the time to do the registration. It means you can get about thousands of or hundreds of people in your first generation, but they may not go down to the second generation.
That is very
That's
possible.
that's why I was asking if it's possible you can do it for them so that you get a second generation benefit. That's why I was asking that question.
Okay. I very well understand the question and makes sense. But then pushing it to them will make them enjoy your
Something
card.
they not wait for. But
It will
it's
make them
network.
enjoy.
It's network. At
Yes,
the end, I also get something,
yes. But you
and
see, it must.
it's also a way of encouraging referrals because when I do it for them and they see it, they can tell people, oh, even I didn't go do anything, but I still have some people coming under me getting this. So the network there is good.
So
That's what I was asking.
yesterday I did a registration, and this is what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I actually donated that account to someone else so that she can experience firsthand how it feels like to have extra bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I know my upliner, Mr. Andy, donated this particular account under me. I mean, he placed the person under me.
Okay.
So this account
Yeah.
actually placed under me so that I can
Mm-hmm.
experience service profit because it was
Yeah.
made under my weaker leg.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I get you from depends on what. So that is dependent on you. If you want to do that, why not?
Is
You let
okay.
someone. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I get it. Thank you. So, but I'll be expecting the PowerPoint. I
Yes, please.
asked you to share the PowerPoint. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please, does anyone here understand the difference between the placer ID and the referral ID? If you understand, kindly give me a thumbs up. I'll be very happy. I'll still go by it though. You might have seen placer ID and referrer ID. Let me show us where we can find that actually. Let me see this. Okay, here we go. So we have referrer ID and the placer ID. So here's the difference between a placer ID and a referrer ID. Kindly follow me gently so we understand what all of this means, okay? It's very important. Now, when you go to the network diagram, because we all have two spaces under us, so if I click on EduRich over here, EduRich will also have two spaces, okay? So it's opened, EduRich has two sides, right side and left side. Now, if EduRich wants to register a new account and places the person under Hetty over here or here, remember you can register on any space under you provided it is empty to register. So that's why you have register here instead of vacancy over here. Okay, so anywhere you have register, you can actually register over there. So Mr. Edrich wants to register a new account, but he wants to place it on, under Hetty's side over here. Because Mr. Edrich is the main man doing the registration or the referral, he becomes the referral ID. Now, Mr. Edrich placed that account under Hetty over here. So it makes Hetty 8890 become the placer ID. The placer ID simply means where you place the person. If the person is placed under someone else, the person becomes the placer ID. And you, the same person, will become the referrer ID. In some cases like my own, which I just showed you, I had Zagato as my placer ID and my referrer ID. Let me go back and quickly show us. As you can see here, Zagato was my referrer ID and then also my placer ID. Why is this so? It means that using Mr. Edrich as an example, should Mr. Edrich register a new account and place that account under himself over here, because he was the one who registered the account, he becomes the referrer ID because he referred that account. He registered and activated that account. Again, he placed that account under his immediate right. So Mr. Edrich also becomes the placer ID. So in simple terms, the placer ID is where you is the ID under who you refer a new, who you just place a new account. Placement is different from registration. You can register an account and with your username, but place that account under any space available in your network. So that is just the main difference between the placer ID and the referrer ID. Please, if there are any questions, I would kindly want to have them. I believe you have 30 more minutes. If not, thank you to Mr. Albert. I really appreciate your time over here. Mr. Andrew, unmute yourself. Let me.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Andrews, I believe you are live.
Yes, please, I am. And I must say thank you very much for the education. Please, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, please, I can.
Okay,
And
great.
thank you very much too. God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you too. I'm sure we are all happy to get more knowledge about CHY. And I want to address what sorry, I've forgotten his name. The man when he asked the question, I want to address something. You know, one thing
I think Mr. Albert, I
you,
believe.
yeah. You know, one thing you can do for your downlines, um, aside you giving the person the full account to register, like the full privilege to register a new account, is to get the person a downline. Uh-huh. So what I mean by getting a person a downline is, let's say you've registered 5 people, just like you were saying, you've registered 5 people. It means yes, you've qualified for the second generation bonus. But none of the 5 people you've registered have been able to register another one. Have been able to register a new member. So it means you're not getting the second generation.
Yes,
When you get,
exactly.
let's say, the sixth person, yes, let me put it that way. When you get the sixth person, you can place the person under any of the 5 people you've registered. Uh-huh. In fact, getting someone a downline is an ideal gift you ever give to the person, because when the downline you've given to the person you've directly registered is very active, any registration the person does, the downline you gave this new downline to will benefit. Uh-huh. So you've registered, let's say, 6 people, as I was saying. Then you have another account to register. None of your downlines have registered a new account, so they're not getting the second generation. But when you place an account under a downline, when the new member starts registering another account, you see that it's one thing that can really move the downline you place the account under. Because any account that the new member will register, that person will benefit from it. Uh-huh. So you don't really have to give, that is with the basis that you're trying to encourage your downlines. You don't really have to give them a direct downline to register. I'm not saying it's not good to do that. You can do that, and it's something that will really motivate your downline. But don't say because you need to start getting the second generation, because and you've registered 6 people, you can just start dashing your members to your downline. Getting many people to register is one thing that can also enhance your growth in the business. So that's something little I wanted to address. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Andrews. I believe Mr. Albert, I believe, uh, heard you very well. Equally, you know what happens? I wrote some example again. I gifted an account to someone so that I can activate my second generation. And the person currently is the one with the most recruitment in my diagram or my network, with about 86 people. 86 people. Unfortunately, he's not here, but that is what happened actually. You know, now this person is my top most active referrer in the business, and it is all because, you know, just like Mr. Andy is saying, apart from giving him that motivation, I knew that if that motivation is given to him, he will go a long way to giving back to me what I gave to him earlier on. And it is working now, actually. So thank you so much, Mr. Andrews. we really appreciate your addition. If yes, you can raise up your hand or you can chat in the chat box. Read your question out to everyone. There are so much to me. Students, I don't know everything yet, and there is no end to learning. So please don't feel shy to ask your question. It will benefit you or someone or even myself in the long run. Any more questions, please? Hello. All right. I believe there are no questions. Mr. Andrews, if you can unmute yourself and give us a final word, perhaps then we can bring this successful meeting to a close.
Okay, thank you very much for that privilege. Um, CHY Mall, to me, has been and still is a blessing to me, honestly speaking. I always tell my people that I started I started in May this year, and prior to my registration, in fact, I remember as a university
Hello, Mr. Andy. Oh, that's quite unfortunate. I think Mr. Andy left us, unfortunately. I'll give him some few minutes to return. And the reason why I gave him that opportunity is because Mr. Andy actually had a, an arranged meeting on his WhatsApp group, but gave me the opportunity to refer his team to this Zoom presentation, and that's why I offered him. I think he's back. You're welcome back, Mr. Andy.
Yeah, hello, thank you. Sorry, network connection. Okay, so I hope you can hear me.
Yes, please, I can.
Okay, great. So as I was saying, this business has been a blessing. Before I registered, getting money to buy even just 10 CDs credit was a hell. Honestly speaking, it was difficult for me. But my own boss and my best friend, Enoch, I am always thankful to him. He, I wasn't even having the whole amount for VIP two, but he told me to bring what I had. So he added up and he gave me this opportunity. And now, hi.
Hello, Mr. Andy. Hello, Mr. Andy. I think Mr. Andy's connection is a bit of a challenge. Okay, so okay, I think he went off. So before he counts back on, um, Rosemary is asking, kindly explain why the withdrawal was rejected. That's a very good question, Madam Rosemary. And this is what she's talking about. 265, and it was rejected. It's quite unfortunate it was rejected, but CHY Mall is a new implementation. And the implementation is that whenever you draw from a particular, actually have to wait for 7 days, you can withdraw from that same account again. That is number one. So whenever you withdraw from your account, you have before you can withdraw from that particular account again. Number two, the recent information the company issued a communication not to have more than 3 accounts. So the information I gathered was that anytime you withdraw with a particular mobile money number, because it is linked to one account which you can withdraw for the next 7 days, you can withdraw from that particular mobile money number for the next 7 days also. Actually, this is an information I'm really yet to confirm, but my reason for this rejection, and currently if you're in CHY Mall, there is a communicate that the company is having some 1 or 2 issues with withdrawals. But the good thing is the money is not lost, it is actually refunded back into your account. Okay. So this is actually the first time it's happening. It was rejected, but the money was referred back to my account. So if I go to currency flow over here, we will see the amount that was rejected actually taking place over here. I think that should be over somewhere over here. But then what happens is that the company is having a little bit of a challenge with withdrawals, but if you're not able to withdraw, it reflects back into your account. All right. So that's a good thing. Another way to withdraw is that you can actually send the money or the points. So in this case, 50 points. I could have sent it to my service center, and then in exchange, they will pay me through mobile money. Okay. So yesterday, for example, someone transferred points to me and I sent the person back, the payment via mobile money. But it is ideal and only ideal you any well, not just any individual who claims to do so. Okay, of course, but if not, please and please kindly do that with the leader of your service center. For most of us, I believe it's Eka Kojo. For some of us, it will be Honorable Nuhu. So kindly do that if you have a rejection, okay? So the payment was rejected, it is back in your account, but you need the money urgently. So you contact your service center leader and then you tell him or her, I want to transfer points to you, and then you can send me payment via mobile money, okay? And that is where the P2P actually comes to play. So for those of us who don't know what P2P is, the P2P is person to person transfer. Okay. So when you click on person to person transfer, then you input the person's username over here as the payee ID, and the person will receive the payment as such. Okay. So I have 20. Imagine I want to transfer to my other account, which is them 111. So I input the person's payee ID over here, the exchange type. Do you want to send CHY point or you want to send consumption point? I want to send CHY point. You enter your payment password, and then you click on submit. Sorry, quantity. The minimum quantity is 20. For your information, the minimum quantity you can send is 20 points or $20. Then you verify again, PE ID is correct. Exchange type, I want to send CHY point. Quantity is 20. I have inserted my payment password and I click on submit. There you have it, transfer succeeded. So instantly, the point is credited to the related member, which is Edem 111. And the person who or the service center leader can actually pay you your money through mobile money. Okay. So that is just for it. Madam Rosemary, I believe your question has been answered. Madam Rosemary. Any more questions, please? Madam Rosemary, for the question. That was a really, important question. Okay. What I would really encourage us here is that to every system, there might be some backsides to the system. And for CHY Mall, there has been even emerging ways from cyber and transferred to wrong people. But at the end of the day, there is always a solution to it. Okay. Now every account is working very fine. And so should there be any challenge at some point in time, I want us not to be shaken, but to consider it as part of the working process. Okay. So currently, I believe there's a challenge with withdrawals on the system. But again, like I said, if you can't withdraw the money, it comes back to your account. Then you can take advantage of the P2P transfer, which is you send the points, the person sends you the, mobile money. Okay, so you can do that through your upliner if you choose. You send your upliner the points, and he or she sends you the mobile money, provided he has that amount in his wallet, and also provided he is willing to do it as well. The meeting will end in exactly 3 minutes, so I believe we should be wrapping that up if we have no questions now. I really thank all of you for your amazing time. Time is money, and so wherever time is invested, I believe there should be something profitable from that side. CHY More, I can tell you, in just 6 months, has really changed my life. And it is only because I started referring people on day one I joined the business. Trust me, on day one, I started talking to people as if I have been in the business for a year. So even before my first 10 days, I started experiencing service profits and chain store profits and all these profits. And those profits, by the by God's grace, is what has brought me where I am now. And I always do not want to boast about what I earn because others even earn more. But it is all because they do not sleep on the business. If you don't talk about your business, it brings you nothing. Thank you, everyone, for your time. God bless you and keep on coloring your lives. And don't forget to share this experience with people so that they can also color their lives. Remember, do not be selfish. Share people your success. Success is nothing until you share it with others. Good night and God bless everyone. Bye bye.
All right, yo, bye bye. Thank you very much. Yeah, I said it with this question. We should appreciate it, but